Hey, 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 Facebook, what's going on? YouTube, y'all come on in, come on in, come on in. And while y'all are coming in, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share. Come on in, come on in. Let me share this. Let me know who is here and where you're tuning in from. Let me know who's here and where you are tuning in from. Let me share, share, share. This is going to be y'all God has been talking so much to me lately that when I tell you that I've got to share, I've got to share. Like literally there are so many keys that he's given me that if we will just grab hold to those, that will literally transform our lives over the next in the next, well, it's a total of 50 from Resurrection Sunday. But baby, I'm telling you, these last few days of the month are amazing. Hey sissy, how are you, gorgeous? Good to see you. All right, y'all, listen. So I have shared and I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm not gonna delay it because listen, time is of the essence, and that's one of the things that God really needs us to understand, that time is of the essence. Time is of the essence. See, we often spend a lot of time thinking, oh, we've got time. I've got time. I've got time to do this. I've got time to work this out. I've got time to fix this. Time is of the essence. Time is of the essence because there's some things that God's doing in this season that require you to be timely, right? They require you to be timely. There's something that's going on, and I like literally God is just showing me stuff. Hey Monty, how are you? Literally God is just showing me stuff. So I was born in 1966. I was born in 1966. And 1966, the calendar for 1966 is exactly the same as the calendar for 2022. Like the days are the same. So if I was born on a Monday in 1966, my birthday will be on a Monday this year in 2022. And I'm watching God do these things that are amazing and incredible and saying, God, what is it? What is the significance of all of this? Well, the significance is he's going back and redeeming the time. When God told me that he was going to redeem the time, he was going to redeem my time. Like literally, that's what he's doing for me, redeeming my time, but not just my time. He's redeeming the time of his people. And so when you belong to God, you have the opportunity to participate in and take full advantage of what he is doing in the earth realm. And so I want you all to understand that what God is doing in order for us to experience the fullness of his promises, the fullness of it. So what is the fullness of his promises? What does that look like? What does that mean? Well, it means that God is trying to um realign the scales. Realign the scales. He's realigning the scales. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Okay. He's realigning the scales, realigning what's happening in the universe. He's realigning us. He is setting right things that got tilted. He is restoring the balance to our lives and to us, right? And so in order for that to happen, y'all, there's some things that we've got to do, and we've got to do them within the season, within the time frame when God is calling for us to do it. Period. You don't have time to play. You don't have time to guess. You don't have time to be trying to figure it out. No, you got to move when God says move. And so therefore it is imperative that we take full advantage of everything that God is doing right now. When I tell you that timing is of the essence and time is of the essence, I need you to understand that you don't have time. No, you don't. You're like, oh, I got time. You don't. We don't. We don't have time. We don't have time to play. We don't have time to guess. We don't have time. We don't have time for the extra. We don't have time. We don't have time to be playing games. We don't have time. We don't have time not to heal. We don't have time. Hey, Latoya, how you doing? Beautiful. Good to see you. We don't have time. So since we don't have time, we've got to use the time that we have wisely. Use the time that we have wisely. As we finish out the last days of the month of April, and I told you guys this is a supernatural month. This is a month of supernatural breakthrough. This is a month where literally there's a portal that when you walk through this portal, and I'm gonna tell you how to walk through it. But when you walk through this portal, it literally is going to expand exponentially your impact. Hey, Sydney, I didn't get a chance to watch all your message, girl, but I started. Okay. It is going to expand supernaturally your impact. Listen, we got to get through this portal now. So check this out. Check this out. So this next 4 days, including today, right? The next 4 days are very important. Now, often at the end of the month, I'll tell you, listen, if there's some things that you need to close out, you need to close them out. I need y'all to hear what I'm telling y'all today. I need y'all to hear what I'm telling you today. Today, in particular, like you're going to have to go into a space of um, supernatural press, supernatural press. And that press is going to get us to that place of liberation, that place of freedom, that place of more, that place. Latoya said, I feel so much better today. I told my grown children yesterday that I released them to God starting yesterday. Boom, bam, boo, boo. What you said? That's the supernatural press. So in the supernatural press, when you get a word, you act on the word and you keep it moving and watch what God does. You don't have time to be dilly-dallying, dilly-dally. We ain't got time to be playing with nobody. Like you literally got to move. Hey, Charmaine, how are you? Gorgeous. Good to see you. Listen, this is what I need y'all to do, though. I need y'all to share this broadcast. I need y'all to share this broadcast because I'm telling you, this is getting ready to liberate some people and allow them to take full advantage of the last days of the month of April before we go into May. May is going to be a supernatural manifestation month, but foundations are set in April. May is going to be supernatural manifestation. Thank you, Jessica. I see that you shared. May is going to be supernatural manifestation month, but foundation is set in April. We've got 4 days counting today to really lay foundation, to put things in place, to put things in play. We've got 4 days left in the month to really go in and press for what God desires for us to do in this month. So I'm going to share something with you guys. And I can't, I'm not released to go into all the details right now, but look, check this out. You know, the other day, because healing is key in this journey, right? Healing is key. Our manifestation is attached to our healing. Thank you, Latoya. Our manifestation is attached to our healing. Now, I know that it is frightening and it can be somewhat scary and it can produce some fear to really deal with the things that have held you hostage. Hey, Stephanie, how are you, gorgeous? It can be challenging to deal with the things that have held you hostage. But I promise you, baby, if you want to see your life accelerated supernaturally, if you want to see the manifestation of all the promises of God, baby, you're gonna have to face some stuff and deal with some tough stuff and heal. Okay. So I talked the other day about having an abortion, the baby whose life I ended, right? I'm not talking about the baby I miscarried, right? I'm talking about the baby whose life I ended. You see, I have both, right? So I had to go back and have a conversation with the baby's father, right? Had to have a conversation because I gotta put some closure on some things. And I know people will tell you all the time, you don't have to go back and deal with everything. But if you feel in your spirit that there's something that you need to deal with, and God will reveal it to you. And sometimes you may not feel like you need to deal with it, but God will show you, yeah, you do. You're not done with that, right? So this is one of those things that I wasn't done with. I kind of dealt with it, but I wasn't done with it. It was deeper than what I wanted to admit. The impact of my senior year in high school was deeper than what I wanted to acknowledge. So it's as though right now I'm going back, revisiting my senior year in high school. Listen, 1984, it was a great year, but it was a rough year for me. So I had to go back and I was having a conversation and I realized something. I realized that I took away his right to be a part of the decision making. Now, y'all listen. Y'all know what men do. You young. Somebody end up pregnant. Well, I don't know whose it is. It ain't mine. That's what boys do. That's their first reaction many times. And so, because of that, I responded in a way that was like, well, since it's not yours, then it don't make no difference if I have an abortion. Then, since it's not yours, you don't have no say, right? And set myself on that, and stayed stuck on that. I didn't give him a chance to process it. We didn't talk about it again after that. I literally made up my mind in that moment that that's what I was going to do, because I was pissed off. And see, this is why I'm telling you all, we got to go back and fix some stuff, right? I took that man's right away, to have any say in the life of his child, because I was mad with him. I did that. Okay, I'm one of those mothers who did that. Okay, because it was my body. He didn't know if he was the daddy, so it's my body. Y'all, listen. We've got to go back and rectify some things. There's some things we need to fix. There's some things we need to fix. Some people that we need to ask forgiveness from. And I'm not saying that you got to do it with everything, but baby, there's some stuff that you need to go back and rectify. You need to rectify that you were wrong. It's two left shoes. You were wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. It didn't matter that I was hurt. It didn't, I was wrong. And I had to go fix it. The interesting thing to me is God is using my healing and putting it on full display for the world to see. People would say, well, why would you tell people that you had an abortion? Because I did. And I'm not alone. I'm not the only one. I'm not. And so I need us to understand that the things that we've gone through, they were not just for us, but they were for other people as well. So as God is giving me the keys, and as God has already told me, I'm putting your life on display. I'm putting your healing on display. I'm going to require you to show the world this process so they can see that it's not always clean cut. It's messy sometimes. It hurts sometimes. And it doesn't just hurt you, it hurts other people. But in your life, you've hurt people. We've hurt people. And so I had to go back and I had to ask his forgiveness. I had to ask him to forgive me for excluding. It didn't matter what his initial response was, it was his initial response. I didn't give him a chance to regroup and think about it. I didn't give him a chance to talk to the adults in his life. I didn't give him the opportunity. I took that from him. I took it from him. He never had a chance to have a say. You all, look, I get that we don't want to always face the trauma of our lives. I get that we don't want to always go back and deal with stuff and how stuff has hurt us. But it is a requirement in this season for you to be able to move forward and get everything God has for you. I want everything God has for me. I don't want to carry stuff in a bag. I don't want to, have, five big suitcases full of stuff that's overweight that I got to pay extra for moving into my next. I don't. So that requires me to go back and deal with some stuff, have some conversations with some people, make some apologies. Like, I got to go do that. I have to do that. It's a part of my healing. It's a part of my healing. And prayerfully, it will allow us to heal together. Prayerfully, that's my prayer, that it will allow us to heal together. I've got to acknowledge that I did some ratchet stuff. I did some ratchet stuff. I did. I know I did. I did some ratchet stuff. It wasn't right. It wasn't. And yes, I was young, but like, you still, ratchet is ratchet. I did some ratchet stuff. I was ratchet. I was. I wasn't intentionally being ratchet, but I was ratchet. So I got to go back. There's some stuff that I need to address, some stuff that I need to face. You see, we think that just because we've grown up and we've grown, that we don't have to go back and fix nothing. No, it's some issue you got to go back and fix. Face it and fix it. That needs to be the motto. Face it and fix it. Face it and fix it. Better yet, let me let another F. Face it, feel it, and fix it. Because if you don't feel it, you won't feel that drive to fix it. Some stuff you gotta feel. Listen, I spent my life trying not to feel. I spent my life trying to manage my emotions. I spent my life trying to be in control, trying to be in control of me, the people around me, my world. Like, I'm just like moving the pieces on the chessboard, right? Because I need to be in control. Why? I don't want to be vulnerable. Because what I've discovered is in my life, when I was vulnerable, I was hurt. So God is changing the narrative. Now it is in my vulnerability that He's blessing me. It is in my place of greatest vulnerability that He uses me to bless other people. It is my vulnerability that is my superpower. How about that? How about that? So when I put that big V on my chest, it's for vulnerable. Vulnerable and victorious, they go together for me. It's in my vulnerability and my ability to be vulnerable that I gain victory, that I am victorious. And I'm telling you this because some of you have specialized in putting a big S on your chest, and the S wasn't for super, it was for stone. Your heart has become a heart of stone. Your heart of stone is impeding your ability to tap into your true superpower, to allow God to really heal, to allow God to really use you the way that He wants to use you. You got a big S on your chest, stone. Stay stony. Stay stony. Stay stony. Don't break them walls down. Stay stony. No, you can't stay stony and you can't control everything. Hey, niece, how you doing, gorgeous? You can't stay stony and you can't control everything, contrary to what you may think. You cannot control everything. Now, listen. Now, what you don't often realize is that in your ability in your attempts to control everything, you manipulate people. Hmm? In your attempts to control everything, you manipulate people. And manipulation is what? Somebody put in the chat what manipulation is. I'm gonna wait for that one. Somebody put in the chat what the Bible says that manipulation is. What is manipulation according to the word? That's right, Latoya. What is manipulation according to the word? Because I need you to understand what you're doing. See, we don't make some connections between things that we need to make connections between so that we can feel it. Okay. Because when you feel it, when you really look at it for what it is, then it's like, oh, whoa, I don't want to do that. That's not what I'm trying to do. That's not who I am. Manipulation is witchcraft. It's witchcraft. So what you're doing is operating in witchcraft. Are you witches? Are we witches? Huh? Is that who we are? Witches? So what we've got to do is understand that what God is doing in this season is moving us beyond ourselves, moving us beyond the external, moving us beyond, and in a way that we are able to impact the lives of others. These last 4 days in the month are powerful. Use them to heal. Use them to go back and rectify some stuff. Use them to ask for forgiveness. You to get to the promise of God. Use them and watch what God does. At lunch at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard, well, probably about 12:10 Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to go live and I'm going to talk about the power to heal in this season, the power to heal in this season. Y'all, listen, don't miss this, because if you will implement these things in these last few days of the month, if you will start this process, you'll be amazed at what God is able to do. Even in a few days, baby, I'm telling y'all, this is boot camp time, and it's time for us to understand that God is doing a new thing. Shall it not spring forth? Look, I love you guys to life and life more abundant. Have an amazing, incredible, and epic day. Y'all be blessed. Mwah.